Thank you so much, sir. Next in line is Professor Smita Mishra, madam. She is working as professor at Department of Hindi, Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College, University of Delhi. She is also the editor of Sports Krida, member Women's Press Club, member Central Executive Committee, SJG International. I would request Professor Pramod Kumar Dwivedi, sir, coordinator IQAC, to kindly felicitate ma'am with Angvastram and sapling. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing the occasion. Big round of applause to welcome our guest. Moving ahead, we have Mr. Anirudh Sudhanshu, sir, who is a SARC Journalist Forum in India. To felicitate, sir, I would request Prashant, sir, he is also the editor of Talking News. We are truly honored to have your presence, sir. A big round of applause. We do have Mohammad Abdul Rahman, sir, who is the General Secretary of SJF International. To felicitate, sir, I would request Professor Anil Kumar Rai, sir, to kindly come forward and felicitate, sir. Mr. Mohammad Abdul Rahman, sir, is a distinguished international media personality from Bangladesh and a visionary leader in South Asian journalism landscape. As the Secretary General of the SARC Journalist Forum, the largest organization of journalists in the region, he plays a pivotal role in bridging the gap between the 8 SARC nations through media diplomacy and professional excellence. We are truly honored to have you, sir. Next in line, we have Shri Rahul Samantaji, who is the President SARC Journalist Forum, Sri Lankan chapter. To felicitate, sir, I would request Dr. Pramod Kumar, sir, from Department of History, to kindly come forward and felicitate, sir. Now it's time to felicitate a person without whom we can't do anything. He is the man behind this entire show which we are witnessing right now. None other than our principal, Professor Nachiketa Singh, sir. We are truly honored to have you, sir, as our head of the institution. To felicitate, sir, I would request Sarika madam to kindly come forward and felicitate, sir, with the sapling and Angavastram. Now it's time to felicitate Coordinator IQAC, Professor Pramod Kumar Dwivedi, sir, a silent worker who always works relentlessly for organizing any event or every event which is organized under IQAC. To felicitate, sir, I would request Dr. Amit Kumar Singh, sir, to kindly come forward and felicitate Pramod Dwivedi, sir. Big round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. Now, after the felicitation round, we would.
I think it is not over. I have to felicitate the convener of.
Later on, we can do.
No. This is the sequence. Professor Aditya Tripathi, he is the coordinator of this program. Profusely keeping praises on me, but it is because of both of them. This program is today conducted in a very nice way.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now have the honor of inviting our principal, Professor Nachiketa Singh, sir, for delivering the welcome address and formally setting the tone of today's conclave. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Aditya. A warm and hearty welcome to all of you present here in this packed seminar room, which seems to be small compared to the number of audience whom I can see. So some of them are not having a proper seating arrangement, so kindly cooperate with us. It's a pleasure indeed on my part to welcome all the delegates who have come here from different parts of South Asia. And on behalf of Samlal College Evening, I extend a very warm and hearty welcome to all the delegates who have come from Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and of course the India chapter, coordinator and all. I am extremely thankful to for Professor Smita Mishra, who discussed with me this proposal, and I readily agreed because it's a very good opportunity to have interaction with the media. Well, to put the entire thing in perspective, I would like to contextualize this event in the larger framework of democracy, development, and security. All the South Asian countries, more or less, got their independence around the same time after the British colonial era came to an end, and we all have embarked upon the journey of our democratic experimentation around the same time. And today we are there where we thought we will arrive at, and with a lot of difficulties. So what I am trying to put here for deliberation and discussion is that we have to, when we have in India, we have completed 75 years of our independence, and then the republic is now as old as the independent India is. We have to now rethink, review, and revisit as to how we have performed as a democracy. Is there anything in terms of deficit which we can bridge? There comes the question of how many stakeholders are there to make democracy successful and more substantive. In that, I find academia and media are the two very important stakeholders in any democratic society or democratic country. And probably the political ecosystem has taken over this democratic space where media and academia have taken a slightly, you can say, a back seat. Now it's time to make our presence felt in the democratic discourse of the South Asian region, because prosperity can be envisioned, but it cannot be actually realized, achieved, unless there is enabling environment that is created around this agenda of democratic, prosperity. We are all democratic countries. In varying degrees, we have achieved our democratic credentials. But the South Asian countries need to now focus on how democracy can be made more substantive and more robust, which will ensure economic development and harmony and peace in the entire subcontinent. So we have to, as academia and the media, will have to reflect and focus on our duty as to how we can strengthen our democracies. We have seen of late things are becoming very challenging for the South Asian nations. There are multitude of problems, ranging from small social, conflicts to, national conflicts, fights amongst various communities in terms of communal caste, and many different types of conflicts are, making us weak as a nation in every country. So therefore, we have to strengthen the democratic fabric of our nations in South Asia. We cannot afford to remain aloof from this discourse which is taking place in the world at this point of time. The reordering of the international system is underway, and South Asia, because of its perennial issues and historical legacies, is somehow lagging behind the other regions of the world. If Europe, after the Second World War, could reconcile with their historical animosities amongst nations and could come together to think of a development agenda that, revived their economy and everything, which later helped them sustain themselves as viable nation states. Just imagine what kind of, destructions had happened during the Second World War in Europe. We were not facing the brunt of the world wars in our parts of the world. The Europe, faced that. But just imagine how quickly both Europe as well as Japan could revive. It is just because they forgot their historical animosity and began to focus on economic development and strengthening their democracy. This is what exactly South Asian countries need to do. It's now almost more than 75 years, so time is running out and we are lagging far behind. It is because of democratic deficit that things are not happening the manner in which it should happen. If South Asia, emerges as one of the, most potential subcontinent in the world, then it will dictate terms, because a substantial percentage of world's population lives here, and there is so much economic potential. It is only because of our historical animosity that we are not able to move forward. Here comes the role of academia and media. We are vital stakeholders of democracy. We have to strengthen our democracy by having this kind of conclaves where we can talk, openly and share our views. And mind it, the shared experience or the lived experience of South Asian people from the colonial era is something which should not be repeated in future. But unfortunately, because of the external environment, the pressure and forces who are determining the manner in which we are behaving, our elections are being, monitored and influenced by Western media, by people who are managing deep states. And it is because we are a potential regional entity, and with India's leadership role in the subcontinent, this entire South Asia can emerge to be one of the greatest, geographical entities in the world. Now, what we can do as nation states in this part of the world? We have to promote this culture of engagement, the culture of debate, dialogue, and peacefully resolving the outstanding conflicts, whatever is there amongst us. So media can play a very important role. I can go on and on this topic. I would like to stop here. And thank you very much. I thank our organizing committee and the guests who have all come from different parts of the city today and from abroad for gracing this occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, sir, for giving this perspective to us, the role of media, which is very significant when it comes to communicating. It provides a platform where we can not only share our ideas, but we can also listen to their perspective on the very topic. So thank you so much, sir. As always, we take it as a treat listening to you. Thank you so much, sir. We get always a new perspective from your side. So thanks a lot, sir, once again. Now it's time for us to invite our distinguished guest today, Shri Raju Lamaji, who is the President SJF, to share his perspective on today's theme and help us understand how media narratives intersect with security and development concerns in South Asia. So stage is all yours, sir. Over to you.
Thank you, sir. Chairperson of this program, Sir Nachiketa Singh, colleagues here from different parts of country, from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, and Nepal myself, Smita Madam, and convener, and distinguished guests here who are sitting up front of us. First of all, I would like to tell Namaskar from SAARC Jurist Forum International Committee. Nachiketa Singh sir had expressed his opinion. I think I have participated in various programs. After I came in the leadership of SAARC Jurist Forum as an international president. And today, like outside there, one thing was written as a proverb: media hits the minds. But I think the Nachiketa Singh sir, which he have expressed his opinion, today my mind was hit. Actually, his vision. See, SAARC Jurist Forum itself is this kinds of organization. When we intend to move forward through the leadership of this organization, many people have asked me the one question. Actually, why you are doing these activities? That means SAARC Jurist Forum. What is the objective? What we will get? But today, Singh sir had proved that we did a historical start. That means I want to say the foundation of SAARC Jurist Forum was actually, I want to give him the standing obvious to all that his vision is actually the vision of SAARC Jurist Forum. Actually, his vision is actually the vision of SAARC Jurist Forum. It is very difficult to understand. See, actually, we journalists, I have already expressed my experience to Singh sir that I'm working in the media field for 28 years. It's now moving towards 3 decades. And I am writing in many diplomatic issues regarding the relationship between India and Nepal, not only India and Nepal, South Asia, BIMSTEC. And Singh sir have expressed very genuinely. Now the world is polarizing in different way. The last step of Trump towards the Venezuela, this proves that the world is emerging and polarizing in different way. I think the political leaders of the India and then South Asia, they can imagine this polarization. Who used to take the interest in the diplomatic issues, they can only imagine these things. Otherwise, we, unless and until we used to talk just regarding the boundaries. When I am in Nepal, we never talk outside of the boundaries of Nepal. In the election, the leaders, the political parties, you can read their manifesto clearly. What they are talking about? They are talking about small things, fundamental things of human beings, human rights. Like this is the third world. Okay? People used to say third world. But I am profoundly telling that South Asia is not a third world. The Singh Sir had shown us the way. Gradually, the South Asia is not a third world. Like I would like to mention our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi. We have some of the expectation with him. As a South Asian people, I'm not talking about Nepalese, okay? I'm talking about South Asian, in the range of South Asian, not in the range of just only Nepal and India. That he want to guide, or he want to start the one new polarization in the world. He can do or not, I don't know. That's his capacity. But we want that in the new era of the world polarization, India should have to lead. Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. This is the one of the fundamental things, ideology of Sanatan Dharma. Actually, I am Lama. I belongs to Buddhist. But you know, the fundamental thing of Buddhism is peace. So I would like to request all the dignitaries here who are sitting, once you go to, after we conclude this conversation or this interaction or this program, you can go to your home and you can think very coolly, what should we have to do for this subcontinent, not only subcontinent, for entire world. One time, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, have told that we have different medias in India. The names are mentioned as News India, Aaj Tak, and like that. Maybe different medias, like it is just India Today, like that. The names are only, basically they are described the name of India. And one time I used to hear his every important speeches, and he told me that he told in one speech that now the Indian media, maybe I forget that media it belongs to Mumbai, maybe Arnab Goswami. His media name was India, what? Republic India. Maybe at his one anniversary, Modi, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi, told that now the media of Indian media should change the name. Not like the India Today, not like the Hindustan Times, not like the Times of India, but globally. They have to address the issues globally, not only India. And after that, maybe the Indian media intends to practice the views and news globally also. When anything happens in the globally, like war between the Russia and Ukraine, war between the Israel, and every aspects, I mean to say. But one thing is very, I'm very excused to mention that thing. But one thing, before some time, as India should lead the peace, and India should decrease the differences and disputes in the world, because India is the land of Buddha. I mean to say, Siddhartha Gautam was born in Nepal. Gautam Buddha was physically born in Nepal, in the Lumbini, but the Buddhism means philosophy. People used to say that they want to, they used to say that, oh, what is this Nepali journalist telling, that Buddhism is born in both India. But I mean to say that Buddha was born in Nepal, but Buddhism means ideology which Buddha had from the Bodh Gaya, enlightened from the Bodh Gaya. It was born from the land of India. Bodh Gaya is in Bihar. And at that time, in the ancient time, when Buddha was born, there was not this kind of geographical things like Nepal, India. At that time, Nepal was found just 300 years before. India before India, there is the British, then the Mughal, there is many emperors. I mean to say that as the Buddhism started from the India, I think that India should not entertain the conflicts. Politically, I mean to say politically, I'm not, when there was the war, I'm mentioning that things because this is issues of South Asia, and sir have put the topic security and development in South Asia. So I'm talking these things, okay? Security and development. Security related to the, like when Pakistan and India involved in the war, at that time our organization, SAARC Journalist Forum think that, we suppose that every media was very attacking. They used to produce the news, and they used to express the opinion, everything that now the world is going in the world war. Pakistan, India, when the war begins, the media of India and then other international media used to give the news like that. Now the third world war will be going to start from India and Pakistan. The world used to depolarize like that. At that time, the nature of US, the nature of Russia, the China, you can see everything. European Union. But SAARC Journalist Forum is only a one organization. We appeal that war is not a solution. Conflict is not a solution, and dispute is not a solution. Peace is solution. At that time, people used to criticize our views, but intimately, this is the option. And I want to request India, especially Singh sir. He is very experienced in diplomatic issues, as I heard his opinion. So India should engage in the dialogue, in the peace. So first of all, India should have to, as the perception of security, India is a strong country, we know. In the global era, India is in the army, in the number of army, India is in 4th place, I think. India is 4th, I think Russia, USA, Russia, China, then India. Numbers of army also like that. Number, and I think in top 5, India, even though India is not in Security Council of United Nations, but in every perspective, India is in top 5. So I think India should play the role to build the peace, not only entire South Asia, but entire world. This is our request. SAARC Journalist Forum, we can only request you. We don't have, but we can create a environment. That is our duty. We have to write, we have to defend, we have to express our opinion. By defending that, we should have to build the peace, not only entire South Asia, but entire world. And another thing, the first duty of India is, I used to always express one opinion of late Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. He used to tell, he told us that we can change friends, but we can't never change neighbors. हम दोस्त बदल सकते हैं मगर पड़ोसी नहीं. तो क्या करे, अब विडम्बना कहे या फॉर्चुनेट कहे या अनफॉर्चुनेट कहे, देखिए अब भारत का जो पड़ोसी मुल्क है वो तो नेपाल है. भारत, देयर इज द फॉर नेबर कंट्रीज इन नेपाल, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, अफगानिस्तान. So my request as international president of SAARC Journalist Forum to build a development, for a development and progress there should be a peace. Peace and prosperity only brings open the door of progress and development. Security itself, India should have to build a security. I think I have already mentioned India is fourth power of the world. Even though India should be the first power of the world, there is no doubt. There is no doubt. I wish that India should be first power. But see, the India can be first power only if India will take the issues of agenda that is only of peace. Only from the peace India can be a first powerful nation of the world. So we can, as a Nepali, we have a very nice relation. Nepal and India have very nice relation. We don't need visa to come Nepal. India, and the Indian people don't need the visa to come Nepal. There is one boundaries only, the geographical boundaries. But our feelings, our theme, our vision, our respects, everything is same. From the period of Lord Shiva, we have a Pashupatinath, we have a Kedarnath, we have a Janaki Mata from Treta Yuga. If we defend the Treta Yuga, we have a Mata Sita, we have a Prabhu Ram, we have a Yelambar. You know the name of Yelambar? That's the son of Ghatotkacha. Barbarik, we used to say him in the Nepal, we used to say him Yelambar. He is a Kirat Samrat at that time, Yelambar. Yelambar is the Pota. Pota means the grandson of Bhimsen. We have a Yelambar, you have a Bhimsen. Bhimsen means Yudhishthira means all Bharat. And recently, we have a Buddha, you have a Buddhism. so there is no any words. Roti beti ka rishta to ye to आज का लोग कहते हैं. आजकल जो लोग भारत और नेपाल के बीच में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट चाहते हैं, वो कहते हैं कि ये तो हमारा नेपाल और भारत के बीच में तो रोटी बेटी का रिश्ता है. हम कहते हैं नेपाल और भारत का रिश्ता तो सत्ययुग से है, ये आज का रिश्ता नहीं है. ये भगवान शिव से लेकर बुद्ध तक और अभी नरेंद्र मोदी तक का रिश्ता है. तो इसलिए इस हक के नाते से, इसके कारण मैं कह रहा हूं, भारत को अधिकार जमा कर कह रहा हूं. नहीं तो मैं ये चीज में पाकिस्तान को, बांग्लादेश को कहने में थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. चाइना को कहने में तो अब बाकी छोड़ी, वो चाचू कहते हैं, कुछ समझ भी नहीं आता है. देखिए, तो भारत को मैं ये अधिकार जमा कर कह रहा हूं, इंडिया शुड लीड एंड द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया शुड लीड to maintain the peace and tranquility, not only the South Asia, but to the entire world. And first of all, the duty of India is to maintain the peace in the South Asia. That is first duty. Unless and until India will not maintain the peace in the South Asia, India can't maintain the peace in the world. And just telling the agenda and telling that is just the mouth. So, as an international president of SAARC Journalist Forum, I would like to urge, I would like to request, and I would like to appeal Indian government, basically through the Singh sir, because I know he have a knowledge of that power. Knowledge is power. So I want to request that first of all, India should maintain peace and tranquility in entire South Asia. Then see then definitely India will lead the world, and India will lead the humanity, India will lead the democracy, India will lead the freedom, and India will become the first nation of the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raju sir. It was really very nice listening to you, and we could feel the warmth of media people. We all, the moment we heard the name of Arnab Goswami, we could understand India wants to know. Bharat जानना चाहता है, Hindustan जानना चाहता है. So when we talk about India as a nation, we always have been talking about Akhand Bharat, and the journey is already there, and we always believe that. Whether it is Sri Lanka, it is Bhutan, it is Nepal, or it is Bangladesh, they all are part of Akhand Bharat. So we believe that you are nowhere different from us. Akhand Bharat के सारे हिस्से हैं और आप भी हमारे साथ हैं और हम आपके साथ हैं. Thank you so much, sir, for such a vibrant discussion on the topic. And once again, I would extend my sincere thanks to our principal, sir, for setting the tone of this event. Thank you so much, sir. And I was just mesmerized with the way this forum is working. When I had a word with other office bearers who are sitting on the dais to speak, they said whatever Raju sir is saying, that is our voice. So this is really outstanding. And normally we see that people who are sitting on the dais, they always feel like speaking, that I would at least speak for 2 minutes. So thank you so much, sir, for this unity. This is the strength. And I would request Smita ma'am to kindly say a few words here.
नमस्कार. सार्क जर्नलिस्ट फोरम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय के मेरे साथी जो डायस पे बैठे हैं, जो डायस के सामने हैं, श्यामलाल कॉलेज के प्राध्यापक, विद्यार्थी और मेरे विद्यार्थी जो इधर उधर देश और विदेश से आए हुए हैं, उन सबको नमस्ते. आज का जो टॉपिक है सिक्योरिटी एंड डेवलपमेंट इन साउथ एशिया एंड ओवरव्यू थ्रू द लेंस ऑफ मीडिया एंड जर्नलिज्म. सुरक्षा की बात है, विकास की बात है. आज 21वीं सदी के तीसरे दशक में सुरक्षा केवल वह सुरक्षा नहीं है जिन सुरक्षाओं पर अब अभी तक बात करते आए हैं. सुरक्षा की अवधारणा उस पर भी निर्भर है जो अभी कुछ दिन पहले की रिपोर्ट आती है कि 800 लोग दिल्ली में गायब हो गए. बेटियों की सुरक्षा, माओं की सुरक्षा, उस आम नागरिक की सुरक्षा, उस मजदूर की सुरक्षा, यानी वो सुरक्षा, फिर आर्थिक सुरक्षा कि जो श्रम मैं कर रही हूं या कर रहा हूं उसका फल मुझे मिले, वह सुरक्षा, मेरे पर्यावरण की सुरक्षा. दिल्ली वालों से बेहतर और कौन जानेगा. ये सारे मुद्दे केवल हमारे ही नहीं हैं, केवल दिल्ली के नहीं हैं, केवल भारत के नहीं हैं. ये पूरे दक्षिण एशियाई देशों की चिंता है. तो दक्षिण एशियाई देश क्या हैं? क्या कुछ मानचित्र पर बनी हुई लकीरें हैं? नहीं. दक्षिण एशियाई देश वे साझी संस्कृति, साझी नदियां, साझा पर्यावरण, साझी धरोहर वाले देश हैं जिनमें, जैसा कि राजू जी ने कहा, रोटी बेटी की का रिश्ता रहा है. और जब हम इन सारे मुद्दों को मीडिया की नजर से देखते हैं, यानी कलम की नजर से, कैमरे की नजर से, तो हम ये पाते हैं कि दक्षिण एशियाई देशों की एक कॉमन डेस्टिनी है, कलम, कैमरा और कॉमन डेस्टिनी। लेकिन ये कलम और ये कैमरा तभी इस चित्र को दिखाएगा यदि उसके लेंस जो हैं वो थोड़े साफ होंगे, पूर्वाग्रहों से ग्रस्त नहीं होंगे, कलम में स्याही किसी और ने नहीं भरवाई होगी, तो शायद हम इन मुद्दों पर ज्यादा बेहतर तरीके से बात कर पाएंगे। मीडिया की भूमिका इसलिए बड़ी महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि मीडिया दक्षिण एशियाई देशों में जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, संघर्ष है, उसको हेडलाइन बनाता है। लेकिन सार्क जर्नलिस्ट फोरम जो एक सकारात्मक कार्य कर रहा है, आपसी सहयोग कर रहा है कि नेपाल, बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका और भारत के लोग एक साथ बैठे अकादमिक, राष्ट्रीय, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मुद्दों पर एक रोड मैप तैयार कर रहे हैं, इसकी खबर फुटनोट में आएगी या 2-3 पंक्तियों में किसी अखबार में दिख जाए तो दिख जाए, लेकिन कहीं पर एक संघर्ष होगा, वो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बैनर हेडलाइन में आएगी। तो जाहिर सी बात है कि दक्षिण एशियाई देशों में इस तरह के जो प्लेटफॉर्म है, और मैं यहाँ पे सूचित करना चाहूंगी कि हमारे जो अंतर्राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हैं राजू लामा जी, इनके प्रयासों से यह संस्था संयुक्त राष्ट्र में शांति स्थापना की संस्था के रूप में रिकॉग्नाइज है। तो एक बार जोर से ताली बजाएं। ये बहुत बड़ा कदम है, बहुत बड़ा कदम है। तो मैं ये समझती हूं कि बहुत, क्योंकि हमारे और साथी बोलने के लिए हैं, मैं समझती हूं कि इस तरह के जो कार्यक्रम हैं, और इस पर भी मैं 2 लाइन जरूर कहूंगी कि प्रोफेसर नचिकेता सिंह, मैं ये बात जिनसे भी मिलती हूं, मैं इस बात को बहुत पुख्ता तौर पर स्थापित करती हूं कि दिल्ली विश्वविद्यालय में मुझे याद नहीं आता कि कोई एक ऐसा कॉलेज का प्राचार्य हो जो इतना जीनियस हो, इतना स्कॉलर हो। और जब ये हमारा कॉलेज छोड़ के गए, सच बता रहे हैं, कॉलेज खाली हो गया है और स्टाफ रूम में बैठने को मन नहीं करता है। वो तो हमारे प्राचार्य क्लास लेने पर पाबंदी लगाते, नहीं तो हम क्लास भी नहीं लेते। तो एक ऐसा स्कॉलर इस कॉलेज का भाग्य है और हमारा दुर्भाग्य है कि वो यहाँ पर हैं। और हमने कुछ रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट साथ में किए थे जिसमें हम दोनों को राष्ट्रीय लाडली पुरस्कार मिला था, जो हमने जेंडर इश्यूज पे किया था। तो निश्चित रूप से मेरी तो निजी तौर पे क्षति है ही है, कॉलेज की भी है, लेकिन यह मैं जरूर कहना चाहूंगी कि यहाँ से निवेदन करना चाहूंगी कि नचिकेता जी, मैंने आज तो 1-1.5 घंटे के लिए आपसे समय लिया है। मैं चाहती हूँ कि अगली बार हमारा जो कार्यक्रम हो वो आधार कॉलेज, आधार स्थान यही हो जिसको हम 2 दिन का करना चाहेंगे, और इसमें हमारा पूरा सहयोग रहेगा। तो मैं ये समझती हूँ और इस बात पर आप सबका मैं आभार प्रकट करती हूँ, और नचिकेता जी को विशेष आभार, शुक्रिया।
थैंक यू सो मच मैम। कुछ लोग होते हैं जिनकी वैल्यू हम तब समझते हैं जब वो उस स्थान से थोड़ी दूरी बनाते हैं और जब वो हटते हैं। अदरवाइज हम सोचते हैं कि भाई हम उनको ऐसे ही टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड लेते हैं। और इसमें एक मुझे 2 लाइनें याद आती हैं, एक बार पहले भी मैंने बोला है, एक तेरा होना क्या से क्या कर जाता है, एक तेरा होना क्या से क्या कर जाता है, बेजुबान छत दीवारों को घर कर जाता है। तो नचिकेता सर हमारे लिए छत की तरह है, हम भी ऐसे ही फील कर रहे थे मैम, बिल्कुल बारिश में भीग रहे थे और ऐसा लग रहा था कि कॉलेज डूबने वाला है। And during that sinking phase, since you said, so I could not stop myself. We were almost, everyone was searching for somewhere to apply, somewhere to go, and even I applied at several places, honestly speaking. But now I feel that it's a good place to work. Thank you so much, sir. उस छत को देने के लिए, उस सहारे को देने के लिए. And the entire college, this is not only my voice, this is on behalf of all students and faculty members of this college, and I don't think anybody will disagree with me. So big round of applause for once again Nachiketa sir. Now it's time for distribution of certificates. But before that, I would once again request if anybody from this SARC Journalist Forum is willing to say a few words. If you are willing to speak here, you are most welcome to come on the dais and share your opinion or your thoughts.
बोल लेता हूँ.
Yeah, please, sir.
Thank you. Professor Nachiketa Singh sir, Principal Shyamlal College. Professor Pramod Kumar Dwivedi ji, Coordinator IQSC. Professor Smita Misra, SJF International Executive Committee Convener, and Professor Aditya P. Tripathi ji. And all the students, teachers and friends from different countries. SARC Journalist Forum, जैसा कि कहा गया है कि एक संस्था है जो अपने आप में शायद ऐसी कम संस्थाएं होती है जो एक ही विषय पर लगातार पिछले 10 सालों से काम करती हो, और हम सिर्फ दक्षिणी एशियाई देशों में नहीं बल्कि भारत के अलग अलग हिस्सों में ये 16वीं कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रहे हैं जब हम शांति, सिक्योरिटी और दक्षिणी एशियाई देशों की एकता को लेकर के हम बात कर रहे हैं। एसजेएफ का कॉन्सेप्ट जो है राजू जी का दिया हुआ है, और एक 2 मिनट का मौन अगर आप सब लोग, हमारे संस्थापक थे रामनाथ विद्रोही जी, वो पिछले दिनों गुजर गए। हम कई कार्यक्रम कर चुके लेकिन उनको हम श्रद्धांजलि नहीं दे सके थे, तो मैं सिर्फ इसलिए 2 मिनट के लिए आया हूं यहां पर कि हम सब उस महान आत्मा को याद करके 2 मिनट का मौन श्रद्धांजलि रखेंगे। Thank you. Thank you, all of you, all the students, teachers, and my friends here present in hall. और नचिकेता सर को तो जितना ही धन्यवाद दिया जाए कम है। सर को मैं परेशान करने 2 दिन आया था शाम को जब व्यस्त थे तब, और मैम ने कह ही दिया है, स्मिता मैम ने, कि 2 दिन का प्रोग्राम हो तो ज्यादा अच्छा हो। हमारे जो मित्र नीरज जी भी हैं, अमित सर हैं, सीनियर हैं, बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो चाहते हैं कि थोड़ा ज्यादा बड़ा प्रोग्राम हो। तो अगली बार मुलाकात होगी तब एक बड़े से कार्यक्रम, 2 दिवसीय कार्यक्रम में होगी। और मैं अब जाने से पहले, सर मैं आप ही को दूंगा मंच, तो जाने से पहले मैं नचिकेता सर के स्वागत के लिए, इससे पहले कि सर सबका स्वागत करें, हम उनका स्वागत करके अपनी ओर से एक जो हमारा प्रतीक चिन्ह है सर को भेंट कर हम स्वागत करना चाहते हैं। स्मिता मैम, राजू लामा सर, जनरल सेक्रेटरी श्रीलंका चैप्टर, राहुल सामंता, प्लीज स्टैंड अप फॉर द फेलिसिटेशन ऑफ नचिकेता सिंह सर। सार्क जर्नलिस्ट फोरम इंडिया चैप्टर और सार्क जर्नलिस्ट फोरम इंटरनेशनल दोनों की तरफ से हम सर को प्रतीक चिन्ह दे करके और सम्मानित करना चाहते हैं, और आप सब जोरदार तालियों से सर का जो है स्वागत करें। Thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think after receiving this memento, I should request Nachiketa sir to at least say a few words. Please, sir.
इतने कम समय में इतने एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट विषय पर चर्चा करने के लिए आज हम जब यहाँ एकत्रित हुए हैं, उसमें मुझे लगा कि उसका बहुमूल्य समय का बड़ा हिस्सा वो मेरे ऊपर हो गया इन्वेस्ट। तो मेरा फर्ज बनता है पहले मैं हृदय की गहराई से सार्क जर्नलिस्ट फोरम को धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आज आप हमारे कॉलेज के प्रांगण में आए। हमें बहुत गर्व है कि ये एक अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सम्मेलन जैसा रहा है, छोटा सही, कम समय के लिए सही, लेकिन हम इससे बहुत खुश हैं। ये प्रयास स्मिता जी के प्रयास से ही आगे बढ़ पाया, और अनिरुद्ध जी का आपने मेरा समय खराब नहीं किया, आप आए तो अच्छा लगा। और ये पूरा आज के कार्यक्रम को हमने जिस तरह से रूपरेखा इसका था वो तय किया। तो इस छोटे से चर्चा में से निकल के दो बहुत प्रमुख बातें आई है जिसपे मैं थोड़ा सा रोशनी डालना और चाहूंगा। बोथ राजू लामा जी और स्मिता जी ने दो अलग अलग पहलू पर फोकस करते हुए बहुत अच्छे से इसका एक सम अप किया। स्मिता जी की बात जो है वो वहीं से आता है जो विषय हमने चुना, सिक्योरिटी और डेवलपमेंट। ये दोनों चीज जब संभव होता है तब पीस अपने आप आ जाती है। और स्मिता जी का जो फोकस रहा है वो चीज हम अंतर्राष्ट्रीय राजनीति जो है उसमें पढ़ाते भी है। सिक्योरिटी और डेवलपमेंट जो है उसका दो अर्थ है। सिक्योरिटी, किस सिक्योरिटी की बात कर रहे हैं? राजू लामा जी ने नेशनल सिक्योरिटी और इंडिया कैसे एक मिलिट्री पावर है और वन ऑफ द मेजर मिलिट्री पावर्स दर्शाया। सिक्योरिटी, लेकिन इसको नेशनल सिक्योरिटी जिसको कहते हैं, राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा, उसका एक अलग परिभाषा भी है जिसको हम ह्यूमन सिक्योरिटी कहते हैं। और स्मिता जी ने उसी पे रोशनी डाला कि राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा से भी इंपॉर्टेंट है ह्यूमन सिक्योरिटी। और उसमें इन्होंने जो सब बातें की वो साउथ एशिया के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। बहुत सारा हमारा जो प्रॉब्लम है इस क्षेत्र का वो वहीं से शुरू होता है। गरीबी, भूखमरी, इलिटरेसी, ये तमाम चीजों के खिलाफ लड़ना भी बहुत जरूरी है। उससे डेमोक्रेसी स्ट्रेंथन होता है, जो बात में शुरू में कहा था। तो आवर जॉब एज academia and the job of the journalist in the media is something that has to be reviewed. We have to focus on national security. डेवलपमेंट की बात आती है तो वो क्वांटिटेटिव टर्म्स में हमेशा हम बात करते हैं, उसको एक्चुअली ग्रोथ कहा जाता है। ग्रोथ इज ऑलवेज क्वांटिटेटिव बट डेवलपमेंट इज पॉजिटिव एंड क्वालिटेटिव। और ये दोनों चीज पे जब हम अल्टरनेटिव डिस्कोर्स बनाएंगे और मीडिया नैरेटिव जो है वो उसी पे फोकस होगा, अपने आप साउथ एशिया का दशा और दिशा बदलेगा। तो इसलिए मैं ये चर्चा का विषय है लेकिन ये संगोष्ठी नहीं है, मेरे को इसलिए बार बार मैं भटक जाता हूँ और उसी मोड पे आ जाता हूँ कि जैसे सेमिनार पे बात कर रहे हैं उस पे, लेकिन मैं इससे रोका नहीं गया कि जो सब चीज मैं बोलना चाह रहा था, स्मिता जी और राजू लामा जी अलग अलग तरीके से वो सारी चीज को इसमें रख दिया। नेशनल सिक्योरिटी ठीक है, इंडिया इज अ मेजर पावर, नो डाउट, बट इंडिया कैन लीड साउथ एशिया। देखिए यूरोपियन यूनियन है, साउथ ईस्ट एशिया का अपना एक है ग्रुपिंग, ऐसे कई सारे ग्रुपिंग्स वर्ल्ड में है, लेकिन साउथ एशिया कभी एक ग्रुप की तरह उभर नहीं पाया। ये चीज को मानना पड़ेगा कि ये साउथ एशिया एक इंडोसेंट्रिक रीजन है, इसको झुकलाया नहीं जा सकता है। उसका जो भूखंड है वो इतना बड़ा है, ये इंडोसेंट्रिक है, ये लाजमी है कि हम लीडरशिप रोल प्ले करेंगे, लेकिन किसी को डरा के नहीं है। ट्रम्प साहब की तरह हम साथ लेके चलते हैं, हम एक ही सूत्र में बंधे हुए हैं और हमारा जो परंपरा, हमारा इतिहास और हमारा सभ्यता एक स्रोत से बह रहा है और हम सब उसी में है। साउथ एशिया का कोई भी ऐसा देश नहीं है जो अलग है। तो आदित्य भारत का जो अखंड भारत की बात कर रहे हैं, वो भारत एक्चुअली सबको लेके, पूरा साउथ एशिया को लेके ही सोचा जा रहा है। वो इमेजिनेशन वो है, इट इज नॉट अबाउट टेरिटोरियल कॉन्क्वेस्ट, इट इज नॉट अबाउट क्रिएटिंग एन एम्पायर, इट इज अबाउट ब्रिंगिंग ऑल who have common ancestry, common civilizational roots together to become one of the most prosperous regions of the world. तो वो तब संभव हो पाएगा जब हम मूल जो फंडामेंटल जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं उसको एड्रेस करेंगे। वो है ह्यूमन सिक्योरिटी और जो डेवलपमेंट है, जो पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट है, जो ग्रोथ से नहीं नापा जाता है कि कितना जीडीपी हो गया इंडिया का या किसी देश का, वो सब होता रहेगा, लेकिन एक्चुअल डेवलपमेंट शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य और इन तमाम जगह पर हमें जाकर आम जनता का, इंसान का जो है दुख दूर करना पड़ेगा, तब जाके डेमोक्रेसी स्ट्रेंथन होगा, पीस अपने आप आएगा, कोई भी हमारा नौजवान टेररिज्म के तरफ भटक के नहीं जाएगा और अपने आप ये पूरा साउथ एशिया जो है वो धीरे धीरे संपन्न और समृद्ध होता रहेगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सबको। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much, sir. Alone we can grow, but to develop we need to go together. This is what we have been teaching, learning. और ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट जो हम हिंदी में जब पढ़ाते हैं तो विकास और अभिवृद्धि की बात करते हैं। अभिवृद्धि ग्रोथ को कहते हैं। तो ग्रोथ जरूरी नहीं कि डेवलपमेंट की तरफ ले जाए, हम ग्रो कर सकते हैं बट डेवलप होना ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है। थैंक यू सो मच सर। नाउ इट्स टाइम फॉर अस टू proceed to the next segment of the event, that is the certificate distribution. We shall now proceed with the distribution of certificates, and I would now request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly give away the certificates, and I'm telling the names of the people. So please come at the front side. Photography team is taking photographs. Yeah. So the first certificate goes to Mr. Raju Lama sir. Big round of applause. Certificate of appreciation it is going to Professor Smita Mishra madam.